war, had already taken too much from them. The sky burned for days before the retreat was ordered in an endless storm of artillery. What remained of the battalion was no longer a unit, just fragments stitched together by exhaustion and instinct. Orders came late, or not at all. Maps were outdated. Radios crackled with ghosts. So when the command finally came, fall back to the western forest sounded less like strategy and more like surrender. They didn't question it, because ahead lay certain death, and behind them something worse waited in silence. They reached the tree line just before dusk. Captain Elias Mercer was the first to stop. The forest stood like a wall, thick, ancient, and wrong. The trees were taller than anything he had seen, their trunks swollen and twisted, bark dark as dried blood. The canopy above was so dense it swallowed the last light of the sun. No wind stirred the leaves, no birds sang. Even the distant thunder of war seemed to stop at its borders. "Doesn't feel right," muttered Sergeant Cole, wiping soot from his face. Mercer nodded, but said nothing. He turned back to his men, what remained of them. 12 soldiers, some wounded, all exhausted. "We move through," he said finally. "We rest once we're inside." No one argued, because the battlefield behind them was louder than their fear. They stepped into the forest, and the world closed. The first thing they noticed was the quiet. Not the calm of safety, but a suffocating stillness. Their boots pressed into damp earth that gave slightly, like flesh under pressure. The air was thick, humid, carrying a faint metallic scent. "Blood, stay close," Mercer ordered. Branches hung low, brushing against helmets and shoulders. The deeper they went, the darker it became. Even with flashlights, the beams seemed to fade too quickly, swallowed by something unseen. Private Jensen laughed nervously. "Feels like the trees are watching us." No one responded, because they felt it too. Eyes not literal, but something close, a presence. The sense that the forest was aware. They walked for an hour before stopping. "Set a perimeter," Mercer said. "We rest here." The men collapsed where they stood. Some leaned against trees, others sat on the ground, too tired to care about discomfort. Corporal Ruiz lit a small lantern. Its glow barely pushed back the darkness. It was Jensen who vanished first. No scream, no sound at all. One moment he was there, the next, gone. "Jensen," Cole called out. No answer. They searched the immediate area. Footprints led to where he had been sitting, but none led away. "Not without saying something," Mercer whispered. That's when they found the tree. Its bark was split, fresh, sticky, and inside the split, caught between layers of wood, was Jensen's dog tag. Still warm, no one spoke after that. They didn't sleep. Morning never came, at least not properly. The darkness lifted slightly, but the sky above remained hidden. Time became uncertain. Watches malfunctioned. Compasses spun aimlessly. They moved again, always deeper. "Shouldn't we be out by now?" Ruiz asked. Mercer didn't answer, because he knew they should have reached the edge hours ago. But every direction looked the same. Every path curved back into itself and the trees. They were changing, swelling, shifting more than once. A soldier swore a trunk had moved when he wasn't looking. Captain Cole said quietly, "This place isn't normal. We need to turn back." Mercer looked behind them. There was no path, only more forest. "We keep moving," he said, but even he no longer believed it. It started with whispers, soft at first, almost like wind. But there was no wind. "Stay, closer, rest." The voices seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. Private Halverson dropped his rifle. "You hear that?" "Yes," Mercer said. "Orders?" Cole asked. Mercer hesitated. "Ignore it. Keep moving." But ignoring it became impossible, because the forest began to react. Branches lowered. Vines crept along the ground like searching fingers. And the trees leaned, closing the space between them. They found another body, or what was left of one. half embedded in a trunk, his face frozen in a silent scream, his arms stretched outward as if trying to pull free. The bark had grown around him, alive, consuming. The forest wasn't just alive, it was feeding. Discipline broke. Private Lang ran. No one saw where he went, but they heard him screaming. Lang burst from between the trees, eyes wide with terror. "They're moving," he shouted. The tree's a branch shot out. Reaching, it wrapped around his leg and yanked him backward. Lang clawed at the ground, screaming, "Help me." Cole grabbed his arm. For a moment it seemed they might pull him free. Then the ground beneath Lang opened. Roots erupted upward, wrapping around his body, pulling, tightening. Crushing, he disappeared into the earth. The ground sealed shut. Silence returned. "They're hunting us," Mercer finally said. "No, they're eating us." They stopped running, because there was nowhere to run to. The forest wasn't a place. It was a thing, a single, massive organism. Every tree, every root, every vine connected. "We're inside it," Ruiz said. Mercer nodded, "And it doesn't want us to leave." The whispers grew louder, intent, hunger. The ground pulsed faintly beneath their boots, like a heartbeat. They tried to fight. They burned a tree. It screamed with movement, branches thrashing, roots writhing. The fire was smothered by surrounding trees. The forest adapted. Another vanished. Then another. They stumbled into a clearing. At its center stood a single, massive tree, ancient, towering, its trunk wider than a house. "This is it," Mercer said. The heart, the whispers were deafening now. "Stay, feed us, become us." Ruiz dropped to his knees. "I can't fight it." Roots wrapped around him. He didn't scream, he smiled. Cole fought until the end, firing into the trunk. But the branches shot downward, piercing and grabbing him. Mercer stood alone. The last witness, the tree loomed before him. Hungry, he dropped his weapon. Roots coiled around his legs. He looked up at the faint, distant light he would never reach. "Let it end," he whispered. Days later, a reconnaissance unit passed near the forest. Dense vegetation, impassable. They never went inside. And the forest remained silent, still waiting, growing just a little thicker. As if fed deep within it, the soldiers remained, not dead, not alive, but part of something older, something hungry.